Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on us. Let we bow we heads as we pray. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and praise today that as we come to open this new stretch of the Storebay local road, Lord, you are the ultimate designer and builder. And we thank you for granting wisdom, resources, and strength to those whose hands and minds brought this project to completion. Bless every planner, every engineer, every worker, and every person who put their efforts in. Let this road be more than tar and concrete. Make it a pathway for betterment, connection, and safety for all who pass through. Father, we ask that your continued
in the Division of Works, Mrs. Diane Baker Henry, and other administrators. Managing Director, California Stucco Company Limited, Mr. Charles C. Charan, and his team. Other senior staff of the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, stakeholders, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. This place is called Friendship Estate. And with a name like Friendship Estate, we should leave here with only friendly memories of this experience. So as we do in church, turn to the person next to you and say, good morning, friend. Turn to the person, look at the person behind you now, because most likely you're known by a friend already. The one behind you mightn't be a friend. Make a friend this morning. One of the things I love about Tobago is the name of the spaces. And if I didn't call your space, just understand that when you hear places like Patience Hill, Mount Pleasant, how are we singing? You know any other nice ones? Hope. Friendsfield, beautiful, beautiful. Right? Oh. You take the bait. Yeah, but I wanted that to proceed when I say, welcome to the fairer part of the island. Yeah? The chief always says he comes from the better. I say fairer on this side. So this morning promises to be a special morning, and let me welcome you. We have a nice cadre of speakers, and at this time, let me welcome to the podium the administrator in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, Mrs. Diane Baker Henry, who is going to share greetings with us at this time. Put your hands together as she comes forward.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Let me recognize
the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine. I have not seen the parliamentarian for Tobago East as yet. Deputy Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Assemblyman Faith Brebner, my own secretary, Assemblyman Trevor James, and other secretaries and assistant secretaries, Chief Administrator, Mrs. Denise Toby Kwashi, and other administrator and clerk of the Assembly, Managing Director of California Stockholm Company and Team, other senior staff of the Division of Infrastructure, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, a hearty good morning. Come on, somebody, a hearty good morning. What a joy this morning. I almost say brothers and sisters. What a joy this morning to see all of you here today as we gather together to mark a truly momentous milestone, the official opening of this new roadway. Put your hands together for Secretary James and team. Today's event is more than the inauguration of physical infrastructure, that is asphalt and paint. It is the culmination of vision, perseverance, and collaboration, all directed towards the advancement of our people, our community. A project of this scale and importance is never the work of a single movement or a single person. And it is only fitting, ladies and gentlemen, that I acknowledge and pay tribute to those whose leadership and commitment lay the foundation for this project. I, Diane Baker Henry, hereby recognize the contribution of Secretary James, former administrators of the division, Lincoln Nelson, Armand Jackson, and Mr. Carl Murray. I also recognize the sterling contribution of the technical staff, accounting staff, administrative staff, and the contractors. And today, I, Diane Baker Henry, celebrate all of you for assisting in this project, for getting us to the finish line. Put your hands together for all those who have contributed, and even the Executive Council. Turning this road is like passing the finish line. Turning this road is like the blueprint coming into reality. And this roadway will serve as a vital link, facilitating movement, commerce, social connection, while standing as a testament of what we can achieve through collective will and steadfast leadership. This road, I dare say, will be a ribbon of connection, a pathway to progress, and a promise of a brighter future for all of Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, as the book of Proverbs reminds us, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct our path. Proverbs 3:6. And in the words of the venerable, prominent Nelson Mandela, it says, it seems always impossible until it is done. It's always seems impossible until it is done. And we can throw our minds bush and bush and bush. We didn't see this, but it always seemed impossible until it is done. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, with God's blessing and in the spirit of progress, may this roadway be a pathway to growth, safety, prosperity for generations to come. I welcome you and I bring greetings. Thank you.
We are thankful, Mrs. Diane Baker Henry. And when she referenced bush and bush and bush, I heard a Jamaican song maybe some 30-something years ago that said, when mongoose used to run, Cara drive them now. And if you grew up in this vicinity, you will know that this was a famous space for hunting. It was a famous space for hunting guanas. It was. And those days are done. This space, once trekked by our ancestors, and when they said Guti used to run, Guti used to run, guana used to run, then it was wagons with sugar cane to feed the mills. These mills are Dutch design mills, and we see the place continues to evolve. And this evolution is welcome once it's progressive. And I must join with Mrs. Baker Henry to say, give Mr. Trevor James and his team a lusty round of applause again. Lovely. I am blessed to represent the village of Canaan, at least one half of Canaan. The other half of Canaan is managed by a young man by the name of our Assemblyman Wayne Clark. He's a representative for this half of Canaan, and at this time, let me invite him to the podium to share some greetings with you. Put your hands together for Mr. Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning. Right, because I was just going and tell these snack people pack up. Allow me to stand on the already established protocols. I just simply want to say a big morning to my Chief Secretary. I always make an exception for him. And the Deputy Chief Secretary. It's indeed a pleasure to stand here this morning as we celebrate the opening of this wonderful work, this road. And you know, sometimes in life they say when you're not sure where you're going, any road will do. But it's because we are sure where we're going, this road is important, and we celebrate the opening of this road. Hope is a good thing. And even as we all got into office in 2021, we hope for a new, a brighter, and a better Tobago. And steps like these only could set us on our way because surely we are heading in that direction. I hope this road is not just a road to the average person. This road is a road that could aid us in productivity. This can aid us in developing our island. It gets us to and from one of our most important port of entry. I hope that we all appreciate this road and play our part because as we see, we have a problem on the island with taking care of things that we struggle hard to build. I want each and every one to play their part. Take your little piece of responsibility, and when we all put it together, we're sure this road will be maintained. Everybody will take care and use it as if it is your own, because it is your own. So I want to thank the Secretary for Infrastructure. I don't usually come third, but I got to take third this morning in asking you to give him a hand. This is a work well done. I want to thank the Chief Secretary. So I'm forcing that one to give him a round of applause for looking over everything. As you know, the one said, monarch of all I survey. That's my chief. And even everyone who worked to make this a reality, thank you. Tobago, thank you. Tobago, I'm grateful to you for what you did. And as we continue to build out that greatest little island on the planet, we cannot get there without each and every one playing their part. We cannot get there without each and every one being responsible. And we surely cannot get there without each and every one being productive. So if I was to say cheers, I said cheers to responsibility, cheers to productivity, cheers to success, and cheers to Tobago becoming the greatest little island on the planet. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Secretary Clark. Give him another round of applause. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, moving ahead nicely. You know, I was blessed to hear this young man play the steel pan some time ago at Buku. But let me stick this in quickly. Honorable Joel Sampson is unavoidably absent this morning. You might see him on the program, but he couldn't make it this morning because of an unavoidable situation, right? So we have Amari Douglas, a young man from the village of Buku Point. Wow, when I say Buku Point, I felt a little soft spot there. My district is Buku, Mount Pleasant, and Canaan, yeah? So here we go. Amari, come right up. Put your hands together as he blesses you with a wonderful piece on our national instrument.
Morning, everyone. How y'all doing today? Excellent? Nice. So my name is Amari Douglas. As he said, I come from Buku, and I'm going to perform a rendition of Take Me Home by Freetongue. You all know this song? Yeah. So you can sing along? Yeah. Lovely. DJ, there we go.
That was beautiful. Everybody here could play the pan. Let me see the hands of those who could play the steel pan. That mean you could play the steel pan? You know, Tobago is such a special place, you know. Check this out, you know. Sometimes we like to fight tribal wars on the island, you know, which village is better and so on. Now, that young man, his father is my son-in-law's first cousin, right? His grandfather and his grandmother are my classmates in school. So when you spread this thing out and you say, where you from again, Mason Hall? Yeah, he's my cousin. I'm serious. Pollard, your family in Lekoto? You're my cousin. So the thing is just beautiful on this island. It's really beautiful. Put your hands together for that young man again. I think he represented well. I think I need to join a pan class and also to learn to play the pan. I think Dixieland. Yeah, great idea. We'll talk after, yeah? Great idea, great idea. At this time, let me welcome bear with me now. I've been doing this a while and I continue to call this gadget a podium. It's really a lectern. I was just taught. It's a lectern. Say lectern. Say lectern. Lectern, right. So let me welcome to the lectern Mr. Charles Seacharan. He's the Managing Director of California Tobacco Company Limited. These are the guys who did the heavy lifting in ensuring that this project was delivered on time, I nearly say and on budget. Let me not talk out of time, I'm not too sure. But give me a round of applause as you come forward. Come forward.
All protocol. The Honorable Chief Secretary, Mr. Fali Augustus, Assistant Chief Secretary, MP for Tobago East and West, members of the Tobago House Assembly, distinguished official, community members, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of California Tobacco Company Limited, it is an honor to stand here today as a contractor entrusted with delivering this monumental, significant project. I'm pleased that this is our second successful complete project for the THA. We are grateful to the Tobago House Assembly for their confidence in us and for their vision in ensuring that Tobago continues to benefit from modern, safe, sustainable infrastructure. We are proud to have partnered with our local suppliers and contractors to bring this project to a realization. Studley Park Enterprise Limited, they supply 95% of the aggregate and hot mix. I would like to thank Mr. Jack, Mr. Virgil, and Dr. Williams for their support. Mr. Smith-Lewis, as a neighbor. Heavy equipment supply, it was a pleasure to work with Mr. Lewis from the inception of this project to date. Brongstrong's Transportation and Logistics, DDS Transport, Nelson Transport, Lando Logistics, Singh's Hardware and Supplies, whose reliable and dedication were virtual to this achievement. A key feature of this project to note is 100% of the paving work was complete by Tobagonians. 100%. 80% of the overall labor for the project was provided by Tobagonians. This makes our achievement even more meaningful. Throughout this project, we place a strong emphasis on local content. From the engineering and contractors to the tradesmen, suppliers, and equipment operators, Tobagonians played a lead role. We invested in Tobago-owned people, Tobago-owned talent, and Tobago-owned businesses, ensuring that the benefit of this project extended well beyond the road itself, reaching into our communities and stimulating the local economy. This road stands as proof that when we put Tobago first, we deliver results that are not only world-class in standard, but also homegrown execution. It shows that what is possible when government contractors and community works hard in hand, share vision and purpose. And of course, I want to extend hefty thanks to the workers on the ground, my operation manager, Mr. Sean Bishram, our engineers, supervisors, equipment operators, and laborers who braved the weather, the terrain, and the long hours to make this road a reality. Without their effort and realism, we would not be standing here today. California Stucco Limited had always promoted a strong, safe culture. This depicted by the fact over the life cycle of this project, we record over 360,350 man-hours of work without a single loss of time incident. This is a testament to the professionalism, discipline, and vigilance of every worker and subcontractor who set foot on this site. The fact that every worker was able to return home safely to their respectable family is perhaps the greatest achievement of all. This project commenced on the 8th of May 2023. It represents a major investment in Tobago's infrastructure. Today, together we construct 2.8 kilometers of dual carriageway roadway in 2 phases. Phase 1, handed over in August 2024, delivered 2 kilometers of road, a new bridge, and 2 modern road roundabout. Phase 2 focused on the completion of the remaining 0.8 kilometers, including the design and construction of a new intersection to improve connectivity and traffic flow. This is more than asphalt and concrete. It is a lifeline. This roadway enhances safety, improves mobility, and aims to support businesses and community across the island. It is a symbol of progress made possible through partnership between the Tobago House Assembly, our company, and the people of this community. Today, as we open this roadway, we celebrate not just a complete project, but a milestone of progress and collaboration. We at California Stucco Limited remains committed to build pathways to a stronger, more connected Tobago. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sicharan. At this time, you might observe that the Assistant Secretary in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries, and Urban Development is also unavoidably absent. But if you look at the screen, he has something he wants to share with you. That's Mr. Terence Baines, Area Representative for the Montervin Bethel area. So when it's convenient, the screen would show Mr. Baines and his message to us. Is he there? Good, lovely. Tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings.
Yes, ma'am.
May I start by recognizing the Honorable Chief Secretary Farley Chavez Augustine, the Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith Brebner, our Venerable Secretary of the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, Trevor Williamson James, all my other colleagues in the executive, and any other official or if officials that may be present, the administrator of the division, Miss Diane Baker Henry, the hard-working team at the division, the contractor and his team, special invited guests, friends, and well-wishers. You know, as we come together today to inaugurate this Friendship Connector Road, a significant achievement in our road infrastructure development, I am elated to share a few sentiments about this project. that now provides what one can describe as quasi-access to the new ANR airport terminal and the broader Crown Point commercial district. I must hasten to say, though, that we did not get here without challenges, and the acid testing of Secretary James's resolve and dedication to this project. This remarkable infrastructure is a testament to purposeful and courageous leadership that aims to transform Tobago into the greatest little island on the planet. When this administration took over the reins of power in December 2021, we immediately set forth on a bold and ambitious vision to elevate Tobago, village by village, family by family, and child by child. From that vision emerged our strategic development framework, and a key component in this framework was the rehabilitation of aging road infrastructure and the building of new ones. Hence this connector road today, which focuses on creating safe, efficient, predictable, and convenient public movement to and through this part of the island. It is also essential to highlight that our commitment to modern and sustainable public infrastructure will be a key focus in fiscal 2026. A proposed capital investment of same of $291.2 million is in the projections. We believe that this road will serve as a significant catalyst for growth, especially with the anticipated influx of international visitors that will come with the operationalization and the commercialization of the new airport terminal just down the road from here. Investments like these are crucial to fostering commerce, attracting private investment, and enhancing the overall quality of life of our residents and those that visit our shores. We recognize the importance of this and have worked diligently to bring this vital quasi-freeway to fruition. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the unwavering dedication of the Honorable Secretary Trevor Williamson James. He has been instrumental in bringing this project to life, despite facing public opposition, vilification, and political challenges aimed at derailing the initiative. Secretary James stood firm and persevered. His fortitude must be commended. I say congratulations, Secretary James, on the successful delivery of this transformative public road infrastructure. Your work ethic is outstanding, and I wish you and yours God's continued blessings. Commendations are also in order for the DIQUD Dream Team, the contractor, and other agencies or individuals who played a part in the realization of this project. We shall build this greatest little island on the planet, and God will help us. I thank you, and God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, Assemblyman Terence Baines. Now everybody, hear the plan. Let me say it clear so you could understand. We're changing it up in Friendship Land. Put your hands together and welcome Tongue Lash Speech Band.
your drum, Mr. Drummer. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen all. A special good morning I bring to you all. The DQ division is happy that you answered our call to come here today in this gracious hall. This speech band, as you know, is Tobago major art farm. I was some men from Bethel that used to perform. They used to tell you everything we're going on, whether you want to know or you don't want to learn. Today we are here at the full commissioning of this magnificent road and to install. So me want you to sit down quiet, behave yourself, and not let your cell phone ring at all. Because if it ring, me tell you now, a Ghana we gone. Drag your ball, Mr. Fit.
Mr. Drummer. Oh, ha, hi. The heights of great men reached and kept was not attained by sudden flight. It feels like while Tobago slept, the division bill rode overnight. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
Mr. Fiddler, me take a survey of all division for see which secretary are the best on the island. I don't know, everybody get the same name I call, but me not talk the name for cause no brawl. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
Tap your drum, Mr. Drummer. I wonder, make she not say the name. Well, me I call it, cause me no get no shame. And I one body I run the show. All hands pan deck for better Tobago. Better Tobago. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
Tap your bow, Mr. Fiddler. No fuss, no cuss. But I realize a bossy boss. Drag your bow, Mr.
Tap your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, hi. Oh, God. No fuss, no cuss. A boss, me boss. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
Tap your bow, Mr. Fiddler. It's Tobagonian hands that build this road. And that make local infrastructure explode. I think one thing Mr. James been have forgot you. A sleepless nights and injunction too. But in the end, he no make no tick for tack. He do the work, and are we grateful for that. So today, Mr. Secretary, are we a tip Are we hot? Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Give me it.
Two.
Stop your drum, Mr. Drummer. Me used to jealous Trinidad when me see them with the highway. Highway plenty with 1,000 around about down there. Now, we have roundabouts for giveaway. We have one for Pamela, one for Kenetta, one for Bigat, and one for Court Sinclair. So you see, when them old people say, we even have one for them when we build, we bypass. Because all these people have soft Tobago with class. So when old people does talk and preach that where has reached, jackass go reach. Drag your bow, Mr.
Stop your bow, Mr. Fiddler. To have speech ban at your next event, you have to make sure say your money well spent. Nobody asks or invest the choir. Tongue lash at your service and available for hire. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
Stop your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Now, me understand that the purpose of this occasion are for the opening of this new road. But yeah, bother me girl string if me not mention what the Division of Infrastructure do for the people of Kiastara. It not be easy when a Kiastara girl have to come a town. She used to have to make up she mind for the long. Oh God. A donkey years the Kiastara depression been dead. And if I don't know what that mean, the road they are broke way. Are we fed up beg, fed up talk, and even protest? Well, a new set of people come, and them that do the best. The Division of Infrastructure take up the job. And in 2 tours, they build hell of a highway. All 50, 11 vehicles could pass that the same way. I don't see how the division take away out of dismay. Now, Kiastara girl could come at tongue and stray and even dingole. Give me drum, Mr. Drummer.
Stop your drum, Mr. Drummer. for build road and not talk alone. We have to haul asphalt and high substone. That make this road here so strong. This road make for last very long. So who want for quarrel? Let them complain and moan. But it not change the fact that this year, all of we own. Give me drum, Mr. Drummer.
Drum, Mr. Drummer. The time has come to say adieu. So a pleasant good day we all be to you. Me know I don't want to see us go. But we have plenty place for God do some show. When are we left here, are we head for San Fernando? Then next week, we off to Mexico. And not talk about how we are look forward to Chicago. But the most important thing, I tell you so, we want to go to Africa for see Traore at Burkina Faso. Jag your bro, Mr. Fiddler. Good evening.
I wouldn't try to do what them does do. Because you see me here, I brand new. And before anybody had to cuss, let me quit this thing before me bust. Put your hands together for them again. Put your hands together. Our next speaker, his introduction would not be the regular, based on a few things I'll say. I was taught behind every successful man is a woman. Have you heard it before? But when you have children coming to a union of man and woman, his success is no longer credited to his wife, but the entire family becomes a driving force behind a successful man. Is that a fair statement? And we are blessed today. Secretary James, his wife couldn't be here this morning, but we are blessed to have in our presence his daughter, Dr. Sophia James. Dr. Sophia, could you just stand and just wave your hand to us? Let the whole world see you. All right, beautiful. And his son, the young Theodore James. Could you, beautiful, lovely. And these constitute a part of his family, and they came to support him. So, at this time, let me welcome to the stage the trailblazer, the one who is fearless, based on what I'm seeing, fearless in executing his duty. Put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Secretary Mr. Trevor James, Secretary in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries,
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a good day. I dare say it is a great day. And I'm in a good spirit. All you know the song? I am in a good spirit. I came today prepared to remind of the trials and tribulations that we went through as Tobagonians to achieve this major milestone that we are here to celebrate. And I'm conflicted. I thought I would come with some great philosophy about development planning and construction and project management and the importance of these to move the island forward. But I'm conflicted. And I want to start with a quote from the Scottish essayist Thomas Carlyle. He said, "Permanence, perseverance, and persistence in spite of all obstacles, discouragements, and impossibilities. It is this that in all things that distinguishes the strong from the weak." Today, the Tobago House of Assembly, under the leadership of Mr. Farley Chavez Augustine as Chief Secretary, we stand strong to be able to deliver this piece of infrastructure to the people. The last time we were here, just up the road, I gave my commitment to finishing this road, come what may. On that day, I was joined by the Chief Secretary, Mr. Augustine, who also pledged his commitment to finishing this road and delivering it to you, the people of Tobago. Today we are proud that we have kept our promises. We are proud that we have kept our promises. It was because at this time last year, we were hit not with a first or second, but a third injunction, instigated by those I want to call the enemies of Tobago. And I make no bones about saying that. The politically wicked, who were trying to prevent your government of Tobago from delivering this road to you. I came prepared to remind of the actions of the enemies of Tobago, how they did all in their power to prevent us from getting to this place, how they first hit us with a government agency politically weaponized, trying to stop you and to stop your government from delivering. The EMA preferring you to sit in traffic with your engines idling, exhaust polluting, but allowing Foster Cummins to build a fishing monstrosity in Castara with no submission. They said, and they did it for no other reason than that the enemies of Tobago did not want you to have this road. But what can you expect? What can you expect when you deliver a road in 19 days? Something unheard of. What can you expect when, as the speech band says, we move mountains and Castara, never seen before? This road was scheduled to be finished in 120 days. And as we all know, the politically wicked was determined to make it not so. But the road is complete because, as the Christians would say, the work of the righteous will always triumph over the works of the wicked. And today, the righteous has prevailed, and we are happy I'm in a good spirit. I'm in a good spirit because I hope you have listened to the plan of those enemies of Tobago. In 2009, they decided to acquire this estate. In 2019, they decided that they were going to supposedly build a road, and I hear my good friend talking about how the road would have been for free, and we didn't have to pay no money, and they decided that they were going to build a road around Apex in the back to get to the airport, and so they built a roundabout in the compound of the airport. But I want to remind that the note to the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago, presumably a note prepared on behalf of the Prime Minister, who did it on behalf of the Chief Secretary then, October 20th, 2009. We will acquire the Friendship Estate. The THA is committed to constructing 4,000 houses in the next 10 years. We are 15 years since then, not one house. To construct a new fire service headquarters. 15 years later, nothing. To construct a 12-kilometer bypass road through the estate. Until this administration came, nothing. But should I go on? I'm in a good spirit. Are you in a good spirit? Yes. So nobody would believe that NITCO would build a road in the back. And so we took it upon ourselves as those who are determined to persevere, those who are determined to persist, that we must do this thing ourselves. And we are vindicated because I was privileged to sit in a meeting with the Honorable Chief Secretary and the Minister of Works then, and we were told that the data that the Ministry of Works had in Trinidad suggested that a single carriageway to this point was sufficient and was able to sustain the projected population growth in Tobago until 2040. Which tells me that adding to the three lies I just remind, the road in the back was also a lie. And so I am in a good spirit. I'm in a good spirit because at the division, we were able to use division staff as project managers to manage this road. Never heard of in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad, they had to put in place all kinds of companies, from NITCO to MTS to NIPDEC, to bypass all kind of thing to get infrastructure done. In the THA, we employed Tobagonians and Trinbagonians to project manage this road. And I am happy, and I want to give all the kudos to the staff at the PMO who stood up to the task. For some of them, the first time on such a big project, and to be able to deliver. Did we make mistakes? Absolutely. But we are in a good spirit because we delivered. And I want to say that the people of Tobago, I want to speak to the people of Tobago so that the next generation could understand that just as the men in the Sahel have come to realize that if they don't take control of their own resources and build their countries for themselves, no imperialist will build it for you. They will always promise. And we are not going to live and project our lives on promises. And I want to end by saying, to remind the young men and young men of Tobago that to get ahead in this life and to build this greatest little island on the planet that we dream of, we must have perseverance, persistence, and permanence. I thank you.
For you, my friend, I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit. I drink in a good spirits.
Thank you so much, Secretary James. Put your hands together for him again. It's a beautiful, windy, and a beautiful sunny morning out here. And at this time, we'll be featuring Miss Nicole Thomas. Nicole Thomas, a bit of entertainment at this time. Miss Nicole, come forward. Put your hands together for Nicole.
Good morning, everyone. It's a privilege to be here. The commissioning of this new road dedicated to the crown jewels of Tobago. Persons who, if it wasn't for their hard work, we wouldn't be here today. All right? Go ahead, DJ. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. What makes a nation strong are deeds that inspire, that patriotic fire in service to where you belong, to shine hope on every face. So it's our duty to showcase the ones that make us feel proud, whose genius stands out in the crowd. 'Cause when they achieve, it makes us believe in the seeds that we sow. So thank you, Rose and Sparrow and Shadow. Celebrate them, for it's part of nature's plan. Commemorate them, to show Johnny King appreciation. Wholeheartedly they toil, sons and daughters of the soil. Hello, 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 hello. Appreciate them. Prince Unique, he in the brew. Emulate them. Showing an atana to these great example of the cream and the crop, the crown jewels of Tobago. Hey, the crown jewels of Tobago. Oh, 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 oh. With discipline to spear, he's so graceful and gallant. With a hawk-eye for talent, it's one bird till Sinclair, making sure you have the tools. His own football coaching school. For Tobago, he walked the talk, I tell you. His dedication gave us Dwight York. He's way beyond par. For soccer, he set the bar. Now his efforts transcend, and sporting excellence is a trend. Yes, a trend. Celebrate them. Now Yaya keeps striking gold. Commemorate them. Flying a trail all over the world. Wholeheartedly they toil, sons and daughters of the soil. Hello, hello, hello. Appreciate them. Lalan Gordon, your full support.
Celebrate them, appreciate them. Put your hands together for a beautiful song in honor of the icons of Tobago. Next on our program, moving along nicely, we are going to welcome on stage the Jabali Entertainment Group. Here they come again. Put your hands together for them. They backed up the speech band beautifully, and now they are going to do something on their own.
Forget the voices. One day we gon' make it. We don't have to fake it. I give you my best. I give you the chain of my neck. I give you my love and respect. But now hear the story. Is you vexing me? Like I do you something. Like I do you something. When I hear the show now, is you vexing me? Like I do the wrong thing. Like I do you something. Oh, it's a good thing. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. Levi
thing. I would much prefer to shake their hands than to get a slap from one of them. Put your hands together for them one more time. Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, there's Mr. Kirsch Ramsey, Pan Royalty. Am I saying it right? Yeah, all right, he was a part of that great mix. At this time, we'll all stand as we welcome to the lectern. As we welcome to the lectern a visionary, a man of courage, a man determined to break cultural laissez-faire practices on the island of Tobago. Welcome the Chief Secretary of Tobago, Mr. Farley Chavez Augustine, to do our feature address.
Like to see a world. Thank you very much. You may have your seats. Allow me to start by acknowledging the Member of Parliament for Tobago East, the Honorable Mr. David Thomas. In his absence, the Member of Parliament for Tobago West, Mr. Sampson, Deputy Chief Secretary, Dr. Faith Bremner, Secretary of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, Assemblyman Trevor James, other secretaries and assistant secretaries who are present, Chief Administrator, Mrs. Toby Kwashi, Administrator in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, Mrs. Diane Baker Henry, and all other administrators, Managing Director of California Stockholm Company Limited, Mr. Charles Cicheran and his team, other senior staff of the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, other stakeholders, members of the media, good afternoon. Well, it's 2 minutes to afternoon, so good morning, almost afternoon to you. You know, there's a concept in economics that says that the road to development is by building roads. That basic concept speaks to the fact that road infrastructure, and in particular road networks, they have the ability to actually connect people for economic activities in ways other infrastructural development cannot. By building a road, we bring producers closer to their markets. By building a road, we make education more accessible. By building a road, we open up new lands for farming, for tourism development, and for other social development needs. By building a road, we make trade and investments happen. And so in that context, building a road or building roads can truly be the road to building out the development of the island of Tobago. First, in Tobago, we operate under the platform of building the greatest little island on the planet. And when we look at building the greatest little island on the planet, among all of the goals listed, here are some goals that are immediately met by this infrastructural project today. Firstly, we want to build a Tobago that has a per capita income and a standard of living that surpasses those of other small island states. This road provides opportunities for that. We also want a Tobago that is technologically driven, that's innovative, that's productive, that's resilient and competitive. This road allows for that. We want a Tobago that is efficient, effective, and that has an accountable public service. And we heard from the Secretary of the work of the public officers, people hired by the division, not outside consultants, not somebody from elsewhere, but staff of the THA, how they manage this project, along with the 3 or 4 administrators. And we might have to investigate why the revolving door moves so swiftly at infrastructure, Secretary James. But the 3 or 4 administrators that worked with you to get this road complete. That speaks to an efficient public service. We hope to have a Tobago that has green and modern state-of-the-art public infrastructure. We are not trying to live in a Tobago where we're still pulling donkey cart and walking on dirt road because it is postcard worthy, because it makes for a good picture for the Heritage Festival. We want a Tobago that Tobagonians can be proud of, that when they go to other states, other jurisdictions, they can say, I have better at home. And finally, when we speak about Tobago being the greatest little island on the planet, we are talking about a Tobago that is open, transparent, accountable, and that has inclusive governance. And yes, Tobago has had a myriad of runs with public-private partnerships and varying mechanisms to fund public infrastructure such as these. But I assure you, this is the most accountable of all of them, where you know from the get-go, through an open tendering process, how much we intended to pay. And this project started at, $65 million. And I expect that when the accounting officers do their tally and account for the setbacks, the times that the contractor could not work, and the variations that happen, that cost will go up eventually. But we are very much prepared to be open with you as insofar as what this costs. And so why are we here today? Today we are here connecting the Dr. Winston Murray Boulevard to Storebay Local Road. And I think that there is no road here that is more aptly named than the Dr. Winston Murray Boulevard. Because if ever there is a road that represents Tobago's thrust and ideals for greater autonomy, our constant struggle with outside and internal forces just to get development done, is this one. And who leader from the Tobago space best epitomizes that than Dr. Winston Murray, who had to stand the test within a very heated parliament back in 1977 in an effort to ensure we get the very Tobago House of Assembly that we can be proud of today. Because we may take for granted what this House of Assembly that will be turning 45 years in a few months really means to us. But the evidence is clear that Tobago's population growth coincided with the coming on stream of the Tobago House of Assembly in 1980. That Tobago, because of a Tobago House of Assembly, has more school places per capita than anywhere else in the region, has perhaps the best school plans, the best teacher-to-student ratio in pre-primary and secondary school, have more community centers and health centers and basketball courts and playing fields to the extent that we're struggling to take care of all of them and maintain all of them. That's because of a Tobago House of Assembly that people like Dr. Winston Murray fought for, that people like some of our earlier assemblymen had to treat with, and I'm seeing people like Mr. McFarlane here today. And so there's no road more fittingly named than this one, in my estimation. But when we look at the history of this road, and I don't want to rehash all of the details that Secretary James rightfully went through, one will wonder whether or not we want development for the island. And the saddest thing is that sometimes the enemies within are the ones that are stifling our growth. Sometimes it is our very own that instead of standing in solidarity with fellow Tobagonians to ensure that we get growth and progress, will prefer to stand against it for very cheap political gains. But I'm so happy that the Tobago population is remarkably intelligent and intelligent enough to know the difference. And so this is a celebration for all of Tobago. We are talking about a cabinet decision from 2015 to have this road built. We are talking about acquiring this estate from as far back as 2009, 2010, thereabout. I think it was the then Ministry of Tobago Development that finally pushed through the acquisition of this, and then the vesting of the land into the Tobago House of Assembly. And like most of our estates, we just have bush. And perhaps it's because our grandparents taught us that when we have prized possession, you leave it in a cabinet, you do nothing with it, you wash it every Christmas, you put it back and you lock it away. And instead of utilizing our prized assets for the development of the island, something that the best way to treat our prized assets is to keep them locked away. When really and truly we ought to be using them as investment tools to drive the economic development of the island. And I'm so happy that this administration and the Executive Council took the decision to press ahead with this infrastructural development. Because if we did not do it, I assure you, that airport would have been opened before its time, and this road will still not be built. Because even as we discuss the opening of this road ideally should have taken those going to the airport behind Apex, behind Mr. Rollock's building, that's Ravenels, to the airport. And guess what? Although they are telling you that Pure would have built the road and so on, those lands there have not been acquired by the state as yet. Still to be acquired. And I assure you, if they acquire them in the morning, we will go and build the road and ensure that there's an easier commute to the airport. But why is this road important? Of course, as Assistant Secretary Baines said, it allows for improved accessibility. How do we enhance access to the airport? How do we minimize traffic getting to and from the airport? We all know what happens at the central carriageway heading down into Canaan, Bonaccord, and Crown Point. You know, sometimes that year is just snail pace getting down that way, especially when everyone is in and out of those supermarkets. And we move from 2 supermarkets along that stretch to 4 large supermarkets along that stretch. Then there is Stumpies. Can you imagine what happens at Christmas? And you don't have to imagine it because you have lived it. And so we should not wait until people start complaining that they can't catch a flight because they can't get through traffic, or that the ambulance can't get through with sick ones because they can't get through traffic. We prepare for the future. And so this is about providing meaningful access not just to the airport, but to the commercial district in Crown Point, which some might argue is much more vibrant than anywhere else on the island, including Scarborough. Of course, this road leads to economic growth, and it can boost local business, access to both local and foreign investors. This roadway will enhance transportation efficiency. It will allow us to greater safety, greater mobility, reduce congestion. This road supports tourism development. We have significant tourism assets in the area. This road allows us to attract private investment. And here's what's interesting. Some months before I came into office as Chief Secretary, lands were given to 2 sets of people in this very estate. Some to do farming, and we have had to reorganize those farmers to allow for technology-driven farms. Because of the proximity to the airport, we can't have the production of anything that will attract birds, so we had to reorganize that. And lands were also given, were promised for a water park. We are perhaps maybe a week or some days away from finalizing the actual lease for that water park in this very estate. This roadway provides meaningful access to that water park that will enhance their business operations. In this very estate, we have already set aside about 20 acres for farming. those in the mega farming project have already received their lands, and there are some other farmers that are already resident here that we are reorganizing into the designated farming zones. In this estate, we have also already set aside lands that will be able to accommodate F1 racing or motorsport, so that the motorsport industry won't have to own parade ground, but they will have a purpose-built facility to allow for the development of that sport. Because we are building out for Tobago what could become the Morocco of the West Indies. Because that's what economic development is about. That's what it means to attract investment. This road is also about improving quality of life. This roadway gives access to an area where NITCO, once upon a time, did a tender for a marina. And marina developments, we will welcome. The island needs marina developments. Can you imagine a marina in this area, motorsport in this area, water park in this area, farming in this area, some tourism development in this area? I want you to see the vision beyond the bush you see today. Because when all of those things happen, we will then imagine the private jets landing at our airport, the mega yachts pulling up at the marina, the very expensive fancy cars coming off the port and having only flat lands to drive on to get to their parking and the designated area to go racing, and the kind of economic activity we can generate. We can't build an island and develop an island in a day. And certainly 4 years feels like a very short time. But if we are to get there, it must start with projects like this road. It must start with projects like this road. And so this is about meaningful investment in public infrastructure. And it's at this juncture where I will help those who like to compare 21 years with 4 years. I had a very good education here in Tobago with excellent teachers from preschool all the way to secondary school. And I know that 21 and 4, the odds ought to be in favor of 21 versus the 4. But I did some digging because I wanted to see how many greenfield projects, road projects, happened in 21 years. A greenfield project is one where nothing existed before. Just bush and dirt. No dirt road to just grade and pave. No small bridge to be replaced. Nothing there but just bush and dirt. How many greenfield roads happened? And if we extract the roads started between 1996 and 2001 by Mr. Charles, if we extract those that were designed and project managed leading into 2001, and those where informal roads already existed, in 21 years prior, we got 4 greenfield projects. 4. Now I want to compare with this 4 years. In this 4 years, we had the project that connected where Scarborough RC is. Forgive me, I'm not from town, so I don't always remember the place names. That connects where Scarborough RC is, all the way across to Dutch Fort. Brand new, and that included 2 bridges in that infrastructure project done in these 4 years. We heard about the Castara project. What people didn't realize is that we had the entire north side cut off from the rest of Tobago, save and except for the failing road going through the rainforest. And so we had to excavate a mountain, much to the displeasure of the private owner, but excavate a mountain to create a road to allow for people to pass. That's number 2. And then we had this road that spans just about 2.2 kilometers within this 4 years. If we are to consider the 4 greenfield projects for the 21 years prior, we look at the connector road between Clonowell Highway and Garden Side Road, that small strip you see there. Before you blink, you don't cross it. Then we have the connector road between Garden Side and Rockley Vale. Again, pretty small, nothing major. We had Orange Hill to Union, that's a bit more major. And then we had Mount Mary connecting Bishops down to Smithfield as the 4 greenfield projects. The evidence is clear that sometimes Davids do beat Goliaths, and sometimes, as in this case, 4 years, in fact, can beat back 21 years. And we must look at it in the context of what our budget allocations are. In this fiscal, the Division of Infrastructure got a merely, 41 million on allocation. And that's average, what they get every fiscal year. But guess how much money the division pays in wages on the development side of their budget? $41.5 million. So how is the division that is paying more in wages on the development side finding monies to build infrastructural projects such as this one that starts off costing 1.5 times more than the average allocation in a given fiscal? And that's why we have to use methods, alternative methods, such as the design, build, finance modality, where we are asking contractors who have the coins, who have the cash, who have the liquidity to come and invest in Tobago, and not just invest in Tobago by using their monies up front. We are bold enough to tell them, when you're coming with your own money, that you are taking all the risk for and using up front, hire more than 80% of the work to be local content. So when you hear more than 75% of the asphalt coming from Studley Park, 100% of the paving works done by Tobagonians, that the Singh Hardware, Smith, Lewis, Nelson's, we heard a set of other transportation companies and companies involved with excavators and tractors being involved. I want those companies and Tobagonians to know that it's not THA money that pay them, but those are private monies that pay them in hopes that the THA someday will be able to pay them back. And I know the contractor CTDA might be a little worried because I'm saying in hopes that someday the THA will be able to pay him back. And yes, that's what we have to do. And the objection has never been that the THA should not enter into public-private partnerships or design, build, finance modalities or using bold arrangements. The one at Milsherv, as I explained to you when we opened phase 1, the one at Milsherv was just a crazy deal, a deal that was ridiculously unfair to the people of Tobago. But once we can hammer in a good deal for the people of Tobago, we have to use that modality. And if perchance I have friends down in Trinidad in the parliament who are listening, and I know Member of Parliament for Tobago East and West will carry the news. It is why, as a constant from me has been, that Tobago cannot develop with $4.03 out of every $100 spent on development in this country. We have, right in neighboring Trinidad, hundreds of millions being spent on highways. Today, we are celebrating, after all the struggles, just a mere 2.2 kilometers. And it stands to reason. In perhaps 21 years, we got built, 3 roundabouts? I mean, in 4, we got 2 built. So we are above the trajectory. But the development pace is far slower in Tobago because the access to financing is just not readily available. And whether people wondering whether I sell out or not, let me be clear. If it is in the upcoming budget, we get $4.03 out of $100 on development, then they will hear my mouth the same way as Tobagonians heard my mouth for the last 3 years. Because we cannot develop equally. We cannot say side by side. And one island struggling to build roads and roundabouts, and the other one spending hundreds of millions on the road development and on expansion of their highways. Let's face it, this country spends about $400 million on its carnival budget. And I have no objections there, because a country cannot live by bread alone. We have to include investment in the orange economy. But imagine, this country spends more money on carnival than it spends on Tobago's built development in any given year. This country spent more money to fix one building, the Red House, than Tobago will get in any given year. So when you see a THA being able to do 3 of these types of projects in a 4-year period, and we're not even talking about the agriculture access roads and so on, the big bridges in places like Google Patch and so on, we're not even adding those, the massive retaining walls that are needed to save communities. When an administration is able to do those things, you must ask yourself, where are we cutting? And what are we cutting to make those things a reality? Because I cannot be chief secretary and be comfortable knowing that all we will do is pay salaries, keep the lights on, and we go about as business as usual. And in a 4-year term, we cannot point to any landmark physical development. It can't be. And yes, development is beyond the physical. And when we look at our programs like DATAS, where we give scholarships and bursaries, you know what our allocation is? $500,000 a year. And so when your money gets to you a little late, those of you selected, it is not willful. It's not because the administrator and the secretary wicked. It's because we are busy pulling from here, there, and everywhere to move that from $500,000 to $5 million so that more Tobagonians will have the kinds of capacity that we are now congratulating the Division of Infrastructure to the PMO department for having. Because that's how you build an island. And that's what our governance struggle has been like. And that's what it has been like, perhaps, for as long as the THA has existed. And so the commendations today are in order. We must first express gratitude to Secretary James and his leadership at the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries, and Urban Development. We must appreciate that to do projects like these, you have to have a kind of stick-to-itiveness, perhaps a kind of what a former chief secretary called good old-fashioned Tobago bad mind, perhaps a kind of courage and bravery that no one else has in order to see something like this through. Because most people will say, you know what, I don't have enough money. We will shelve the project until money comes. And all that will happen is that we will pay salaries. The workers will sit down by the side of the road waiting weeks for a cement truck to come, for some steel to come, some aggregate to come, because we don't have enough money to buy materials, and the priority will be paying salaries over buying materials. It takes guts to actually decide we are going to embark on a project like this. So I commend the secretary. I want to commend the staff of the division. And as someone who has never been shy about talking about our inefficiencies within the public sector, when the public sector works, we must praise them and we must recognize them for their work. So I'm seeing Mr. Nelson, I'm seeing Mr. Murray, I'm seeing Mr. Jackson, and I'm seeing Mrs. Baker Henry. It's interesting, gentlemen, that 3 gentlemen were here before and they couldn't bring the project to completion. And we just sent a woman down there as admin and the project is completed. So sometimes a woman's touch is needed, gentlemen. I couldn't help myself, Chief Administrator, of poking that fund there. We must thank the contractor because you decided to take your company's business. You decided that you will go to your financial institutions, you will take loans, you will capitalize this project, and you will invest your monies up front. You will invest your monies up front, knowing that some days you will get your payments on point, on time, as promised, and some days it will come a little later than promised and a little slower in a trickle-down fashion, unlike what you would hope for. So we have to thank you because you did not have to do this. You could have decided to invest in so many other things than this. And we thank you for that investment and for choosing Tobagonians in over 80% of the content here to bring this to completion. I want to thank the Division of Finance, whose headache it is to ensure that all of the bills are paid and that we are dutifully cutting back on the current expenditure side to ensure we can fund on the development side. I want to thank other partners, and I know Secretary James did give some elbows to the AMA, but I want to thank my partners in the AMA who are here, Ms. Stanislaus, and who we wish to work with and not work against. And we want a more efficient AMA. We can't have an efficient Tobago when developers are complaining, not just the THA. A private developer complained recently that AMA stopped his project for 7 months to come back and tell him he did not need AMA approval. That stalls development, and there is a cost to that stalling. And so it is our job as the policymakers to work with the technocrats in AMA to make AMA much more efficient in doing their job so that we will have the built development and we can safeguard our environment at the same time. Tobago will not be sacrificing one for the other, but they both can work together in harmony with each other. I want to thank Tobagonians for their patience where this road is concerned. I'm sure there were times you wondered whether or not this will be a road to nowhere, whether or not we will come out at the other side. Perhaps this should be a life lesson about how you should persevere when things get hard, how you should not give up. Because when you don't give up, you do in fact make it through to the other side, to the other end. This is a beautiful project. If you walked this estate like I did before the completion, you would wonder how they got that bridge all the way up there, because that was a very deep gully. You'll wonder how we got a smooth, flat road. And Secretary James, don't be surprised if some of our road races move from Belmont Road to this beautiful new road. Because we have road for some good action here. as an advocate for the motorsport industry. But Tobagonians, you have been patient. And now you can enjoy this road infrastructure. Through the Chief Administrator, we will be writing to commence the process, well, again, for compulsory acquisition for the estates adjoined to Apex, adjoined to Ravenels, so that there can be a dedicated roadway to the airport, because traffic management will be a bit problematic when that new airport opens. When I leave here today, I'm heading straight to the office to have a meeting with NITCO. And I'm ending on this point, and I want you to have an appreciation for why I'm ending on this point. I had one prior meeting with NITCO since coming into office sometime in 2022, or maybe 2023, and it was a virtual meeting that was joined by the then minister. In that meeting, I attempted to ask NITCO questions about the airport, which at the time they were building. NITCO said that they didn't have authority to talk to me at the time about the construction of the airport. The Division of Infrastructure, I know for a fact, wrote NITCO, wrote the then minister several times seeking a meeting. But we were unfortunate not to have any meetings with NITCO prior. As a matter of fact, I remember one time NITCO, through the then Chief Administrator, Ms. John, asked if they could come and visit the Storebay quarry. And at the time, I was unaware that ministers and the Prime Minister wanted to join NITCO on that visit. But I said to the Chief Administrator then, I said, NITCO can't go in no Storebay quarry unless they have a meeting with me about that airport. So if they want to visit quarry, let them come and have a meeting. Otherwise, let them go back to Trinidad. It turned out that ministers and the Prime Minister were intended to visit as well. I lost no sleep over that at all. Because people must learn to respect Tobagonians, respect our assets, and understand that development in Tobago are for Tobagonians. It's not to stroke the ego of anybody down the road. It's for the development of our people. And when you come, you must come correct and come straight. And so, on the 15th, I think it was, of March, actually the 14th of March, Friday the 14th of March, I want you to note the date. Friday the 14th of March, I had the last meeting with Minister Rohan Sinanan. I met with him some months prior. No, actually about a year prior. I met with him in July 2024. And that's when he indicates, look, we didn't need to carry the road around Apex to the airport. Up to this junction is good enough for up till 2040. But we met on the 14th of March. He brought his PS and some technical officers from the ministry. I had the Chief Administrator. I had then Administrator in the division, Mr. Murray. I had Secretary James. I had engineers like Mr. Martin and Mr. Harilal present in the room. And I'm so happy I had an abundance of witnesses. And it was in that meeting, the 14th of March, that the ministry was now saying to us, well, I think we have to widen Storebay Local Road up to Gaskin Bay Road because that will be needed for the opening of the airport. So I asked, so who going and take land some of them people let to widen the road? I said, not me. Not this Chief Secretary. I said, if you want, you could go and take the lands, and then we will widen the road. But I'm not going and take nobody land to widen the road. That was the 14th of March. At the end of that meeting, I said to them, write us formally, making the requests for the widening of the Storebay Local Road, and you through NITCO and the ministry commence proceedings to acquire whatever lands are necessary to widen the Storebay Local Road up until Gaskin Bay Road. That was not quite done. The 15th of March was the practical completion, or whatever they call it, when they tried to open an airport that was incomplete or unfinished. So in other words, they respect you so much that the only time they had a real sit-down about the airport was the day before they decided they wanted to open that new airport. There are times that the central government must work with the THA for development in Tobago, but we have to work together. We never stop them from building the airport. We simply ask that they treat the residents living in the area well, and we have been doing our best to try to treat them well, ensuring that they get lands. We even changed the policy where they don't have to pay the THA outright for the lands before they could start to build. If all they put down on the land is $100, they could move in and start to build on the land immediately, just to make those relocated feel less dislocated from what happened there at the airport. But had the central government really sit down with us, go through the design outputs, what they hope to achieve, today we would have had an even more beautiful road to open, one that would have seamlessly connected us to the airport. And that's why even when the central government decides to do development work in Tobago, you have to do it along with the Tobago House of Assembly. Whether I am Chief Sec or not, the same principle should apply so that we can get the thing done properly for the people of Tobago. Because this project is not just to make me feel good or just to put us in good spirits, but is really to enhance development for the people of Tobago. And so again, I wish to thank all that were involved, including the land management department who I'm seeing there in the back, the surveyors, the administrators, the public officers, the engineers, the contractors, the private and public ones, the secretary. And I know that we will be safe on these roads. I know that we will observe the directional signs in how we ought to drive along this roadway. I know that this will ease commute for so many people. And this is just a foretaste of the kind of Tobago that we want to build out for you, that we are, in fact, building out for you day by day. And so even as I go into that meeting with NITCO, note that that meeting is going to be about how we bring the airport construction to completion, how we acquire the rest of lands that are needed, and how all of NITCO projects that we have on island are realized to the benefit of the people of Tobago. Not just my benefit, but the benefit of the people of Tobago. How we can grow businesses on Tobago. And I look forward to someday, in the not too distant future, that when I'm driving through here, I will see more than just bush. I will see green spaces. I will see developed spaces. I will see a bustling community with thriving industries happening here. I will see sports, I will see tourism, I will see recreation, and I will see Tobagonians and Tobagonian families, those residents here and those living abroad, coming home to a Tobago that is better than the one they grew up in. A Tobago that truly became the greatest little island on the planet. Thank you and enjoy the day.
Beautiful morning, beautiful morning. Put your hands together for the Chief Secretary one more time. And at this time, as we call for the vote of thanks, we are asking all members of the executive to meet the Chief Secretary out to my left, where we go to the ribbon cutting and plaque unveiling and all that. While that is happening, we do the vote of thanks as we wind up a beautiful time together. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure working with you, and let's continue to build Tobago till we get it to where we want it. Greatest little island on the planet. Thank you very much. Members of the executive, let's go this way.
Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Honorable Farley Augustine, Member of Parliament for Tobago East, Honorable David Thomas, Deputy Chief Secretary, Dr. the Honorable Faith Brebner, Secretary in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, Honorable Trevor James, other members of the Executive Council, Chief Administrator, Mrs. Denise Tobago, Administrator in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, Mrs. Diane Baker Henry, all other administrators, Managing Director of California Stucco, Charles Ciceran, other senior officers at the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, good afternoon. It is with great honor that I deliver the vote of thanks on this significant occasion. The commissioning of this new Kilgwyn Storebay Local Road Friendship Connector. First, we give thanks to Almighty God, whose grace and providence have allowed us to reach this milestone. On behalf of the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, and the Project Management Office, I wish to extend sincere gratitude to firstly the Honorable Chief Secretary and the members of the Executive Council for their steadfast support and commitment to Tobago's development. A special word of thanks is due to the Honorable Trevor James, Secretary of the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, for his leadership, guidance, and vision, which were instrumental in bringing this project to completion. I also wish to acknowledge our contractors, engineers, consultants, and work crews whose diligence and technical expertise have produced a roadway that will serve this community and Tobago at large for many years to come. To the residents of this district and the wider public, we extend heartfelt appreciation for your patience and cooperation throughout the construction process. This project belongs to you, and it is intended to enhance your daily lives and strengthen connectivity across our island. I must recognize my colleagues in the Project Management Office for their tireless efforts in ensuring successful delivery of this initiative. Our director, Mr. Philip Hirilal, and the substantive project manager on this job, Mr. Donnell Franklin. Finally, to all distinguished guests, members of the media, the entertainers, and each of you gathered here this afternoon, thank you for your presence and your support as we mark this important achievement. May this new road The Kilgwyn Storebay local route.
Yeah. Come on there, gentlemen. Gentlemen, come on.
Yeah.